Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I begin speaking about my amendment, I would like to ask unanimous consent to include for the record a statement from my colleague, Ms. Sanchez.
So ordered.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, today I offer an amendment to reauthorize the Trade Adjustment Assistance Program, ensuring American workers are not left behind as global competition intensifies. We all know that TAA has long served as a crucial lifeline for American workers displaced by shifts in trade, providing retraining and job placement assistance that help families regain stability. In other words, this is a program to help workers whose jobs were destroyed because of offshoring. But these workers have been left in the cold thanks to Congress's inaction on reauthorizing TAA. The allowance for the Trade Adjustment Assistance Program to lapse was an abandonment to workers. But today, I hope my colleagues will join me in righting this wrong. This reauthorization is this committee and this Congress's opportunity to help these workers. If my colleagues are serious about America First, they'd be willing to give American workers the support that they need. And I would just add, I know we've discussed three amendments thus far. The whole process of regular order is for us to consider these amendments. The underlying bill, notwithstanding, doesn't mean that there can't be improvement today. And so to the chairman of the subcommittee, the argument that we don't need to make any changes to make these bills any better, that's our job. That's what we are elected to do, and that's why we're here today. And to reject the amendments is saying that U.S. workers are not a priority. America First is not a priority. That helping workers get training or retraining is not a priority. Before I came to Congress, I ran Nevada's largest job training program, and I know the benefits of helping displaced workers get the training that they need to get back into the workforce, creating economic opportunity to provide self-sufficiency for themselves and their households, and that should be the priority of this Congress. To do anything less is abandoning American workers, and we cannot allow that to go on any moment further. So I reject the premise that no changes to the underlying bill can be made. That is what we're here to do. That is the job we've been elected to do, and I urge my colleagues to take this amendment seriously and not to ignore American workers. With that, I yield back.
I recognize myself. What I will say is that this is an important program. AGOA is extremely important. Something that many of us in Congress has worked on for years. When it expired on September 30th, we need to figure out a way to bring the program back until there's additional reforms. We've been discussing on both sides of the aisle of reforms that's needed to AGOA, and there are reforms that's needed to AGOA. There's also a lot of other trade items that we've been trying to resolve and get to the point of, but they're not agreed to yet. This is the step to make sure that the program comes into place while we continue those discussions. That is why I will not support any amendments to this language for this purpose of making sure the program stays in existence. Of course.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate and heard you at the beginning in the opening that because of the importance to renew AGOA and to move that process forward, that's why you are bringing this 3-year extension. And I fundamentally appreciate and agree with your sincerity in that action. What I heard from the chairman of the subcommittee is that we can't consider any proposals that help strengthen AGOA. And yes, we can debate the merits of each on its own, but to not take up debate or to prioritize issues that have also been on the table, such as trade adjustment agreement, such as protecting U.S. workers, to me is a missed opportunity that we have the obligation to address now. 3 years is a long time, and I am concerned that not addressing these other issues will actually cause those to be delayed even further rather than taking them up today. So I appreciate the chairman's commitment around AGOA, but I just reject the underlying argument that it cannot be strengthened further, and I hope that you and other members on the majority side will consider the merits of each amendment on their own. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Mr. Boyle.
Yeah, seek recognition on this amendment. I want to just briefly express my full support for the amendment offered by Mr. Horsford. I think that it is absolutely necessary and indeed vital, and it has my full support. That I yield back.
Further discussion on the amendment? Ms. Plaskett.
Thank you for recognizing me, Mr. Chair. I also wanted to express my support of this amendment and to the sentiment of my colleague, Mr. Horsford, with regard to us taking up relevant issues during the debate that we have here in this incredibly important committee as we are looking to an extension of a vitally important agreement with our African partners. I have the honor of not just being on Ways and Means and on the Trade Subcommittee, but I'm also on the Intelligence Committee. And I have been traveling extensively in the last 3 years in Africa, particularly in the Sahel region, which is being riddled by global power competition with our competitors, China as well as Russia. And one of the sentiments that you hear continually from African leaders, business people, etc., is the stagnation of American engagement, particularly in the private sector on the continent, and our lack of a forward-leaning policy to be able to compete vigorously with China and with Russia. We are extending a very important agreement for 3 years, but we all know the amount of coups and engagement that will happen on the continent during that period. And we've got to take up an expansion, and this committee is charged with creating mechanisms so that American businesses can grow on the continent and can be competitive and be seen as a vital partner. France has been kicked out. England is not so much a player, and it is Russia eating our lunch on the continent. If China is able to create a rail from one extent to the coast, we're going to be in trouble. Wagner is getting paid in rare minerals. Lithium is causing the death of millions of people in Africa. These are self-imposed wars that are about resources, about economics, about money. And we have got to, if not the government itself, and I understand government not being the one, although I think Millennial Challenge does an amazing job, but we have got to create an environment in which more American businesses can be engaged in not just a reauthorization of industries and areas that we are already working on, but an expansion. And so I hear you, Mr. Chair, and I know your sincerity on this, as well as the subcommittee on engaging with Africa, but we've got to move with haste on how we're going to create an environment for American businesses, or else the place that has the largest growing youth population in the world, over 200 million people under the age of 18, we're going to be in trouble. And with that, I yield back.
Mr. Buchanan.
Let me add to the gentle lady. I've been to Africa first time in 1987, Johannesburg, and done a lot of trips there. I agree with you 100%. We're not engaged, we're not active, and frankly, just from my own observation, because I was chairman of the subcommittee at some point, we haven't been committed on either side. I hate to say it, especially with yourselves, how to get the yes. But we need to do a lot more. China, you go there, it makes me sick to see 4-lane roads being built, government buildings being built. The Chinese aren't building them for free. They're building them because they've got a vested interest in the whole thing. So we have to find a way to come together and get back in the trade business. We did USMCA, that was great, but that's the only thing we've done that's been material in my mind. There's been other things probably in the last 10 or 12 years. So we got to get engaged there, but we got to be engaged across the planet. Indonesia, we're going to be taking a trip there. They have minerals and everything. China, they're active. They're active all over the place. We have to decide if we're going to be in the business or not. I know there's a lot of influence from specialty that puts pressure on your side of the aisle, but if we're going to be serious about it, we've got to find a way to come together and get back in the business, because since I've been here, other than USMCA, and we did something with Colombia and a couple other countries in South America. That's been it, but yet you got 200 countries on the planet, you got 7 billion people, you got 1 billion people in Africa. So I support your thoughts. You probably spent a lot more time and understand it better, but I've been there quite a bit, and I see what's happening. We're not engaged like we should be. We do something, but not enough. Thank you.
Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Certainly thank you to my colleagues across the aisle who I think have very relevant comments, and certainly I associate my own comments with the chairman's comments about kind of the issue at hand, the amendment, the bill, and the process moving forward. I do find my colleagues' wishes to support workers and help workers. I think that is very sincere. I myself want to empower workers as well. I think when we look at what we can do to help retrain workers, I am encouraged when I hear employers all the time tell me that they want to find more workers, number one. They are willing to invest in workers, and they will invest not only in their training and education, but put them on the payroll at the same time. These are modern methods of helping workers, and I hope that we can recognize that moving forward and not look backward too much, but look forward in a way that's best for workers, best for the economy, best for opportunity moving forward, and especially when we have, I think, a bipartisan opportunity here to take a step in the right direction. Thank you. I yield back.
Further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, the question is on agreeing to the amendment offered by Mr. Horsford. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Buchanan?
No.
Mr. Buchanan? No. Mr. Smith in Nebraska? Mr. Smith in Nebraska? No. Mr. Kelly? Mr. Kelly? No. Mr. Schweikert? Mr. LaHood? Mr. LaHood? No. Mr. Arrington? Mr. Arrington? No. Mr. Estes? Mr. Estes? No. Mr. Smucker? Mr. Hearn? Mr. Hearn? No. Mrs. Miller? Mrs. Miller? No. Dr. Murphy? Dr. Murphy? No. Mr. Kustoff? Mr. Kustoff? No. Mr. Fitzpatrick? Mr. Fitzpatrick? No. Mr. Stubbe? Ms. Tenney? Ms. Tenney? No. Mrs. Fishbach? Mrs. Fishbach? No. Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore? No. Ms. Van Dyne? Ms. Van Dyne? No. Mr. Feenstra? Mr. Feenstra? No. Ms. Maliatakis? Mr. Carey? No. Mr. Carey? No. Mr. Yakum? No. Mr. Yakum? No. Mr. Miller? Mr. Bean? Mr. Bean? No. Mr. Moran? Mr. Moran? No. Mr. Neal? Mr. Neal? Yes. Mr. Doggett? Mr. Doggett? Yes. Mr. Thompson? Mr. Thompson? Yes. Mr. Larson? Mr. Larson? Yes. Mr. Davis? Mr. Davis? Yes. Ms. Sanchez? Ms. Sewell? Ms. Sewell? Yes. Ms. Delbene? Ms. Delbene? Yes. Ms. Chu? Ms. Chu? Yes. Ms. Moore? Ms. Moore? Yes. Mr. Boyle? Mr. Boyle? Yes. Mr. Byer? Mr. Byer? Yes. Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Evans? Yes. Mr. Schneider? Mr. Schneider? Yes. Mr. Panetta? Mr. Panetta? Yes. Mr. Gomez? Mr. Gomez? Yes. Mr. Horsford? Mr. Horsford? Yes. Ms. Plaskett? Ms. Plaskett? Yes. Mr. Swazi? Mr. Swazi? Yes. Mr. Schweikert? Mr. Schweikert? No. Mr. Smucker? Mr. Stubbe? Ms. Maliatakis? Ms. Maliatakis? No. Mr. Miller? Ms. Sanchez? Good. Chairman Smith?
No.
Chairman Smith? No.
Clerk will report the vote.
Mr. Chairman, the yeses are 18 and the noes are 23.
There being 18 yeses and 23 noes, the amendment is not adopted.